Hello, my name's Mark Burgess, your Student Services Coordinator. Welcome to this orientation session. This session is discussing accessing and starting your course. The topics covered are computer requirements, course resources, accessing your course, and communication channels. And finally, I will just do a very quick overview of the application to the Attorney General's Department for you. Your computer requirements, you need to use Google Chrome as your browser. And there's a reason for that. If you don't, you will actually get an error message. I'll show you in a moment. You will need to use Microsoft Word, Excel, and Adobe. If you're not sure if you've got Adobe, try clicking on any of the PDF documents in the course resources. And if you can open it, you've got Adobe. If you are using a Mac, you will need to download the Microsoft Download, install or reinstall Microsoft 365 or Office 2021 to access these documents. And as I mentioned, if you don't use Google Chrome, you will get the following error message. And if you email me explaining this, I will just refer you back to making sure you're using Google Chrome as your browser. So before starting your course, the student portal where you'll be answering the questions is not the same as the learner guide, the course resources. And when you first access the learner guide website and the student portal, please ensure to save them as a favorite. And as you can see here, to do that, you just click the star at the end of the address bar in your browser. The course resources, you get two opportunities to find where they are. Firstly, in welcome email, there is a link to the course resources. There's a hyperlink there. Or if you get into your course and go down to the bottom of the first page, you will see this section here where it says click here to view your resources. And it takes you to the same place. And this is what it is. So this is the learner guide. As you can see here, it's where you will find all your guidance to complete the course. When you press on click, you will get the next page where you will see all of these topics. There's actually more. I can't get them all on one page, but if you can go and have a perusal through there, you will see what they are. In the resource library and principal downloads section of there, you will find all the PDF documents and manuals, including the guidelines to the Marriage Act 1961 and the Code of Practice. The Code of Practice is the set of rules the Marriage Law and Celebrant section give you when you are registered, and you should be abiding by them for your professionalism. When you go into the resource library and principal download section, you will see a number of documents, all with a yellow background. The top three are, well, this one is the guidelines to the Marriage Act. The second one is the student manual, and the third is the code of practice. Just to note, the student manual is what is mostly in the learner resource, but not all of the answers are in the manual, but they are in the learner resource. So you'll need to make sure you go to the left-hand side of your learner guide to find the answers to those questions. Make sure you download them. So if you click on here, yeah, you can download them. So this is what the guidelines look like. So save them all to your desktop for easy access. There are an awful lot more documents in the resource library, including, as you can see here, all the marriage forms, instructions for specific activities, and also the Marriage Act 1961 and the Marriage Regulations 2017. We also include a typical wedding ceremony template, and you must use it for all of your course wedding ceremonies. So please don't alter it. It has all the headings in there that would be part of a typical wedding ceremony, and we want you to be able to articulate what you would be writing in those scripts under those sections. So accessing your course for the first time, well, you will have received an email with the link to rosetrainingonline.com.au. And when you go on there, you will need to put in your login, which is your email address, as you can see here. And your password is initially set to admin1. That's all lowercase with no spaces. You can change it if you wish, but you don't need to. If you do change your email address throughout the course, please let us know and we can update that for you on your course. which is a good opportunity for me to tell you if you are emailing me, please ensure you include your full details as registered on the course, or at least include the email address that you are registered on the course with so I can find you quickly. When you are logging in for the first time, you need to click on Start. This example here is the online course only. It doesn't matter though which method of delivery you are doing the course, they are all the same course. So this one's the online only. When you first log in, there are a number of activities that I do need you to complete. The first one is the enrollment application. In here, I want you to check all the details are correct, and if not, please update them. Then we have the student declaration, and this is you declaring that the work is going to be your own and you're going to plagiarize, etc. Please ensure you complete it. And the next section is becoming a marriage celebrant review quiz. This would probably surprise yourself when knowing the answers already, but it's also here to demonstrate how the portal works. And if you do lose my email, you can find it by clicking on the trainer's contact details in this section here. So about the course. The Certificate 4 in Celebrancy does comprise of 13 units of competence, and you can find those units in the student manual, page 7, or on the Introduction tab in the Learner resource. The course is delivered holistically, which means the units have been deconstructed and are spread throughout the course, and we've grouped them into what we call 5 clusters. What it does mean is you will not complete any particular unit of competence until you have completed the whole course. And therefore, we cannot give you any certificate of achievement if you don't complete the course, because you won't have completed any particular unit of competence. Each of the clusters does have varying numbers and types of assessment, and the time taken to complete each of them varies. So for example, they may be quizzes, they may be essays, or they may be forms or scripts that you need to submit. You have 12 months to complete your course from the enrollment date, and as it is an adult self-paced course, you choose when you sit down and do the work. But I do recommend that you do something on the course at least once a week to keep you going on the course, because if you don't, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks before you know it, you've not done anything on your course for a month. And procrastination is not a good thing, particularly when you are training. Please complete each cluster in 2 months. This will have you on track to complete the course in 10 months. That said, you can complete this course far quicker. So it is up to you, but what I don't want you to do is to run out of time to complete the course. So this is a surefire way of completing it within the 12 months. And assessments can only be submitted through the student portal. And there are observable components, which we call the mock ceremonies, where you demonstrate the learned knowledge and you show us how you present ceremonies. So, assessment timescales. All assessments are assessed in date order of submission, and assessments are submitted through the student portal. Please don't email me, as we do not pre-assess submissions. You need to have a formal feedback, which is done through the student portal. And you will receive feedback from the assessors if your assessments are deemed not competent. Then you will get feedback from the assessors. Please do not record, meaning filming, any of your presentations until the assessments have been marked as correct, meaning don't go ahead and film any of your scripts until the assessor has said they are legally compliant. And presentations do require role players. Each scenario tells you how many you will need. The maximum you will need, though, for any of the ceremonies is 4. That's 5 with you, but 4 other people to assist you to role play. And you are required to provide your own role players. I've just listed here the 2 units of competency that actually explain this requirement, if you wanted to go and have a look. How to complete your course? Please complete each of those clusters before starting the next. Don't jump ahead, and work through the course in the order it's delivered, for the simple reason it is designed to build your knowledge as you work through those clusters. Starting cluster 1, and once finished, begin the next cluster. Now, in cluster one, there is an awful lot of quizzes, and I suggest that you make lots of notes on topics that you are unfamiliar with, just so that you retain that information as you go through it. As you can see here, this is at the bottom of your first page when you log into the computer, into the course, and you've got your 5 clusters. You need to start in cluster 1. So you press the start and it'll take you through to the first cluster. Point here is that the due date is your expiry date of your course. So it's written next to each of the clusters here. So you don't need to email me. You can simply go and find out yourself by logging into your course and having a look at the due date. The 5 clusters. In cluster 1, we talk about the history of the celebrancy, we talk about marriage law, and we discuss the forms. In cluster 2, we talk about the processes that you will be going through, the involvement of the Attorney General Department, the code of practice, and how to ensure the validity of the marriage ceremony. In cluster 3, we give you some case studies and scenarios which are there designed to, well, to let you think about how you wish your own celebrancy business, if indeed you are going to be running a celebrancy business, because you don't need to do ceremonies all the time. You may only do one a year. It is up to you. And cluster 4, this is the first of the 2 big clusters. In cluster 4, we get you to do projects and assignments where you are going to be designing forms, which is all about your administration of your business. And you are going to be asked to design some business documents that the intended audience is your future clients. And at the end of this first cluster 4, we get you to complete your first marriage ceremony. Once you've completed that ceremony and it has been deemed competent, you will then get access to cluster 5, where we have the other observable components. We call them mock ceremonies, and there are 7 more ceremonies that you need to present. And there is also a simulated phone call which has to take place at the very end of your course. So please don't book it before you've completed the rest of your course. And 2 of the requirements also are that 2 of your wedding ceremonies must be delivered using amplification with a handheld microphone, and at least 1 of your wedding ceremonies needs to be presented and delivered to an audience of 20 people. That can be 20 people physically present watching you and your role players, or you can send the link to the video recording to 20 people to watch via email. And full instructions are included in the course. So, for any questions regarding the course content, please only contact the Student Services Coordinator. That would be me. So please do not email or call the Roche Training Head Office, as they are unable to answer course-related content. Email me at mark@rochetraining.com.au, and if you do want to have a phone call with me, please email me first, because random calls may not be answered because I could be training. And do not leave a voice message or send a text message, as the number is not monitored for text or voicemails. You may have cause to discuss anything with the administration department about course fees and payments, access to the student portal. If you do get logged out, you can contact the admin department who can get you back on. Requests to extend your course. So if you do run out of time, you can apply for extensions. They are charged at $100 per month. So it's in your best interest to try and complete the course within your 12 months. On occasion, you may find that there are some times when you actually can't complete the course and you can ask to defer. For example, there may be a bereavement or significant illness, and in which case, please let the administration department know and they can consider deferring your course. But you do have to be within the 12 months of your initial course to do that, and you will probably be required to provide evidence. You also can contact the admin department if you wish to withdraw from the course, and I hope none of you are going to do that. And you must contact the admin team at admin@rosetraining.com.au, or you can give them a call on 073038 3048. If they don't answer straight away, it just means they're on another call, so please leave a message and they will get back to you. So, we do run some Zoom sessions, and if you have specific questions regarding assessment, please consider posting your questions and attending the Wednesday night or Thursday lunchtime Zoom drop-in sessions. I hold them on Wednesday evenings at 6 till 7 Queensland time and Thursday lunchtimes 12 till 1. Again, Queensland time, and it is on Zoom, and you will be invited via email, usually sent out on Tuesday mornings, and just check your spam and junk folders in case you don't get them straight away. So as I mentioned, brief application to the Attorney General's Department overview. If you've not looked already, you can simply Google AG Department. And if you open that up, this is the first thing you will see. So you'll need to click on Families and Marriage. And once you've clicked on that, you'll get this banner where you can click on Marriage. Once you've done that, you get to this page. And of course, you will want to look at becoming a marriage celebrant. So if you click on that, you will then get this section. And therefore, you are wanting to click on the Apply to be a marriage celebrant. It is well worth going to do this as soon as you can if you've not done so already, because you will be informed about it as an online application form. You are going to be required to have a consent form for a national police history check. And more importantly, you have got to have 2 referee reports. I strongly suggest that you go and have a look at the referee reports now so you can inform your referees on when you choose them, what type of questions they're going to have to respond to. Just to let you know, your referees need to be 2 people over the age of 18 who you have known for over 2 years. And the Attorney General Department does not want them to be a family member de facto or through marriage or blood. And they would prefer at least one of them to have known you in a professional capacity. Until you are a Commonwealth registered marriage celebrant, you cannot accept a notice of intended marriage form or solemnize a marriage ceremony or advertise your services. What that means is even if you have started the course with the intention of marrying a specific person or a couple, I should say, you need to be aware that if you say this to the Attorney General Department, they will not expedite your registration to accommodate that. In fact, you shouldn't be accepting any marriage ceremonies at all until you are registered. They have up to 6 months to register you. And they will notify you by email once they have completed your application process with payment. So, summarize that process. You must achieve your Cert 4 in Celebrancy. You must apply to the Attorney General Department, which is the Marital and Celebrant section. You need to wait for notification that you've been registered before you do anything. And of course, that could take up to 6 months. And request to expedite your registration will not be accepted. And the other thing to note is we, or I, cannot assist you with the application process at all. In fact, as a registered training organisation, we are forbidden from assisting you. The reason for it is the application process itself is part of the application. Thank you very much for watching. Please watch the second part, which is about submissions and assessments. Thank you.